new study looking at Iowa's education savings accounts finds tuition is rising. This is because of the program. State House reporter Skylar Hall, she breaks down the study and also how Iowa lawmakers are reacting.
A new Princeton University study finds Iowa's education savings accounts are raising the cost of private school tuition, something Democrats warned about from the get-go.
It's incredibly frustrating but not surprising to see schools increasing tuition.
The study finding, as Iowa wraps up its first year of ESAs, private kindergarten tuition is costing up to 25% more than it is in Nebraska, a state that's just getting ready to implement its own ESA program this fall.
Some of them are increasing tuition by the amount of the voucher, which is not subtle. And this Princeton study found that it's not just anecdote, it's really happening.
Colin Crompton, the governor's director of communications, says private schools have been adjusting tuition long before ESAs were implemented so they can invest in their priorities. Senate President Amy Sinclair, an advocate of school choice, blames inflation for the tuition hikes.
It does indicate that most of the non-public schools are still below the cost per pupil that public schools are spending on a student. I think those tuition increases would have occurred regardless of an education savings account scholarship. When you have, over the course of the last 3 years, cumulative inflation of about 20%.
We hear from the other side, tuition always goes up. No, not this much. If inflation is making it harder and more expensive to run a school, why are we underfunding public education at the same time?
President of Xavier High School told us in an interview after the ESA bill was signed into law nearly a year ago that the ESAs had nothing to do with their tuition hikes.
For us, it was a normal tuition increase. So it was a normal, I think it was a 5% increase. I think that's below inflation. For us, this ESAs had no impact at Xavier High School.
In Des Moines, Skylar reporting.